Hello, my name is Benjamin Rudman. Myself, along with the rest of my team, are going to walk you through the market research for the brand Crave Pure Blends. Crave Pure Blends is a Filipino frap or smoothie cafe that have two branches, one in San Fernando, Philippines, and the other in Calibo, Philippines. They have seen tremendous success over the years, and we want to determine what the success factors are so that we can bring a branch to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Bringing a Crave Pure Blends branch to Toronto will allow the diverse community to have more options when they want to purchase healthy alternatives to coffees and other sugary juices and smoothies. Currently in Canada, the juice market maintains 25% of the soft drink market and sold over 1,600 million liters last year. We had four main objectives that we wanted to research when we set out to gain information. Firstly, we wanted to identify what are the most popular fruit mixes in chain smoothie shops like Booster Juice or Starbucks. Next, we want to understand what factors contribute to the success of fruit and smoothie bars, specifically in Toronto, Ontario. Our third objective was to explore what makes customers choose healthy beverage shops over others. And finally, we wanted to determine what Eastern Asian fruits and vegetables the Canadian public was familiar with so that we could better understand what type of mixes will be successful in the Canadian market. I will now pass you over to Danielle, who will be walking you through the methodology we use to conduct our research.
And now, for the methodology part of this research, I will explain how this study was conducted. To investigate Crave Pure Blends' acceptance in the Canadian market, we decided to conduct this research here in Toronto, as it is a multicultural city in which around 50% of the residents were not born in Canada. Our main target audience was set as health-conscious individuals between the ages of 14 and 50, which is such a broad public. To collect the data, we first opted for an observational study. This study was conducted in front of the main competitors we identify along the research, Booster Juice and Starbucks. Booster Juice for being Canada's original juice and smoothie bar, with focus on convenient and nutritious products, suited for an active lifestyle. And Starbucks for being the largest coffee chain in the world, a well-known and widely loved company that provides such a wide range of products, including various options of refreshing beverages. As Booster Juice offers drinks mainly for takeout, aiming for active customers on the go, Starbucks offers an experience on every purchase. For the study, we chose different stores in different regions of the city and selected people to stay in front of the stores. We also set a diverse schedule. They should observe the customer preferences, especially regarding the product and behavior, and take notes about it. The next step was holding focus groups to better understand the customers. Our samples consisted of 35 groups with 10 people each, being 350 individuals in total. During the sessions, the moderator presented Crave Pure Blends menu and product samples. The objectives of the groups were to investigate their preferences about the packaging, the layout, the available flavors for the drinks, and the delivery methods. For each session, a person was assigned to take notes of the comments and feedbacks of the group. And after that, all their comments were publicly considered and analyzed, together with the notes taken from the observational study. And now, Marc will explain the key findings identified during our research.
So let's move on to the actual key findings. First off, we have the menu layout. So in our focus groups, we showed this menu, the current menu of Crave Pure Blends to our focus groups. And the first thing they all said was that there's too much stuff on it. So the fact that they saw that like there was too much stuff and they really couldn't make a decision and thought the entire menu layout was noisy and very confusing. However, when they took in conjunction with actually trying out the drinks themselves, certain combinations were very standout items such as the avocado Oreo and fruit soda. And some have even noted that the hamburgers were appealing to them. Now let's move on to cup packaging. So the factors that the participants said that are important to them are being environmentally friendly, having a package that lets you see the drink, and just having a very pretty cup. So there's actually a conflict between having environmentally friendly materials and having a transparent cup, because being out of plastic defeats the purpose. So further research needs to be conducted to figure out what is actually the preferred. Now we also show them the current design of the cup, and most of them find the design to be quite attractive, barring some comments due to personal taste, such as just not liking the color because they think it's boring. But most of them agree that the packaging as it is now is fine. Now let's move on to how people actually gather their drinks. So most of the focus group participants answered that in order to get their drinks, they usually get it from takeout. They just order their drinks and just walk. We can assume attest this because most of the focus group participants are mainly in college and will always have to be on the go. Now the other answers were um, using Uber Eats and other delivery methods and just simply dining in. Those who prefer dining in mentioned that they use that time to like study or simply because they enjoy the atmosphere. And lastly, when we were asking for other considerations, one thing that was quite interesting that people will have a tendency to try more stuff in order to um like if people have a tendency to try more stuff if their current preferred store has a quite a large lineup and will quickly move to other alternatives. And with that, we will now give our recommendations in terms of how we should present how we should prepare Crave Pure Blends for the Canadian market.
For my part, I would like to talk about the recommendations, the recommended course of action to take for Crave Pure Blends. First, I would like to mention the organization of the menu layout. As Marc mentioned, that participants of the focus group have pointed out it was too cluttered or too busy, and a course of action to take would be making the menu more appealing, easier to navigate, and spaced out. Now I would like to talk about the cups for the beverages. As Marc again mentioned, the people preferred eco-friendlier cups as well as transparent cups, and it is better to take the route of the eco-friendlier cups because it is easier to dispose and it's better for the environment. So it's helpful for consumers to enjoy the drinks as well as be able to get rid of it without any hassle. Now I would like to mention having consideration for outdoor and indoor dining, but since we are at a pandemic, it is hard for indoor dining because we have to focus on social distancing. So focusing on outdoor dining would help us be more health conscious as well as follow social distancing rules. And also having the option to have takeout and home delivery, because not everyone's going to be able to or would want to have outdoor dining because they rather be safe at home, cozy, and away from any health dangers. Now, moving on to the last point, Marc mentioned about lines and wait times for lines. No one would prefer waiting, especially during these times. Everyone would rather be home. So having an option for express line or an option for express line for either drinks like Tim Hortons has, or having it for takeout only. So either for customers who are just coming in for a quick takeout or customers who have already ordered takeout, so it's easier for the consumers. And I would like to conclude my part over here.
So as you can see, Crave Pure Blends could be a great success in the Toronto market, and with the help of our focus groups, observations, and the research team, we have been able to answer our objectives and figure out the best possible way to make Crave Pure Blends succeed. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.